E-cigarettes are no safe alternative. As a former smoker, I understand. One of the true real joys in life is lighting a cigarette after a good meal, or with your morning coffee, or even after sex. So, it stands to reason that even when we accept the fact that cigarette smoking is extremely dangerous to our health, giving up the satisfaction of having a cigarette is still very hard to do. And just when we believed that we had no choice other than to face up to reality and quit smoking altogether, the e-cigarette comes to our rescue. Imagine being able to continue experiencing that wonderful feeling of smoking without any of the dangers. In fact, Public Health England says e-cigarettes are 95% safer than cigarettes. But that's not taking into account the extent of the dangers. Whereas regular cigarettes will likely kill you horrifically fast with lung cancer or heart disease, studies show that smoking e-cigarettes will kill you slowly and over a longer period of time. Think of regular cigarettes as an atomic bomb and e-cigarettes as a hand grenade. You won't survive an atomic bomb, but you can survive a hand grenade. But at what cost? Want to have to carry around a tank of oxygen wherever you go? Want to talk through a hole in your neck? Want to spend the better part of your life in doctors' waiting rooms, in hospital beds, taking medications that make you nauseated or have dangerous side effects? Or undergo continuous surgeries that remove pieces of your body that have become diseased or no longer function? Of course you don't. The thing is, you don't believe it can happen to you. Of course it will. You're human and smoking kills. The reality is that even though e-cigarettes are safer than the old-fashioned type, they still contain deadly nicotine, the second most addictive substance in existence, and studies show that it does considerable damage to the body. Think about it. Tobacco is a plant that contains nicotine. Even cigarette manufacturers knew nicotine was a dangerous chemical, which is why they started putting filters on them. So how could e-cigarettes be any safer? Simple logic tells you they're not. And science is now confirming it. Like all new innovations, it takes a while before we can measure the effects they have on us. And as expected, e-cigarettes have some serious dangers of their own. For example, the University of California, Los Angeles has shown that e-cigarettes contain toxic chemicals and nanoparticles that can kill the top layer of cells in the mouth and gums. The Université Laval in Canada has discovered that gum tissue cells appear to mutate when they come in contact with e-cigarette vapor. Studies done by the University of Rochester in New York have shown that when the chemicals inside e-cigarettes are burned, oral cells release inflammatory proteins that damage the cell walls and make them susceptible to disease. And frankly, these researchers are only getting started. When oral cells become inflamed or are damaged, the result is usually loss of teeth, gum disease, and in some instances, oral cancer. Unfortunately, even after you quit smoking, the damage done to the body remains. However, you can strengthen your mouth, teeth, and gums by using an oral irrigator. The Quick Breeze by Oral Breeze, for example, uses a high-powered water stream that blasts away the bacteria that can infiltrate the damaged cells and create disease, while at the same time strengthening them to be better able to ward off potentially dangerous bacteria on their own.